to the BPW Candlelight Ceremony. More than 80 years ago, BPW was founded by Dr. Lena Madison Phillips, and a few years later, she conceived the idea of the candlelighting ceremony. As we perform this ceremony, we will evoke historical memories, our many accomplishments, and celebrate today's achievements. As we light the candles, let us remember our members on every continent who will be celebrating in the same manner. Dear members and friends, I'm truly delighted to be with you in spirit tonight and honoured to be leading this vibrant community of strong business and professional women from over 98 countries, spanning some 6 continents. I see your amazing work and how each of you is creating lasting changes in your workplaces, marketplaces and communities. And for this, I sincerely thank you. You are all empowered women leading business, and you are the driving force behind all the pillars of sustainability, be it social, economic and environmental. It's the passion, the people, the energy and enthusiasm that come together on a night like this, where we are joined in spirit and common purpose, that gives rise to what we can achieve together. We are now driving a new order to reflect new economic realities and concepts of justice, led by women and men together, tackling the hard issues and finding solutions to barriers left over from a different time. But the participation of women is not only a question of smart business, human rights, or social justice. It is crucial if we are to harness all the energy, thinking and diversity of views needed to find new ways to address the multi-layered problems of a past legacy. Heralding a new century of change requires a vision for business, and we need to redefine success. We need a world run by women and men together, a focus on global sustainability and well-being, a collective leadership reflective of society. And we need to care for the planet, driving change through emotional intelligence and collaboration. The world today is a product of our thinking. And Albert Einstein reminds us that we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. And we need new thinking that reflects our society. We need a 21st century approach to advancing the rights and opportunities of women and girls across the globe. And who better to lead this style of leadership than women in the 21st century, the women's century. And it's incumbent on us as women to write, participate in and implement this new framework, because we define the women's century and we must rewrite the rules and establish the new measures of success. We need every individual, woman and man, to contribute and be a valued member of the global marketplace. Now today, BPW International has a plan of action led by 3 core policies, and the Women's Empowerment Principles is the 21st century framework that we use to tackle deeply entrenched cultures and social norms, discriminatory laws and practices, and policies that prevent women and girls from reaching their full potential. Now, to achieve true inclusion and equity, we must focus on the factors that limit women's public participation and actively promote equal opportunities in the public, private, and community sectors. Gender equality and women's economic empowerment must be at the heart of all sustainability efforts if they are to achieve their intended mark. We reaffirmed these commitments to gender equality at Rio+20 last year, which was the biggest UN conference on sustainable development, so that all women and men, adolescents and youth can live their lives to their fullest potential. We have never been better placed to bring the voice of women to business and to lead important discussions at the United Nations. BPW International is influencing future changes in policies, plans and priorities. We are back in pioneer mode, and the initiatives by the executive now in place reaffirm a clear opportunity over the coming years for us to lead key UN meetings as we did almost 20 years ago in Beijing. The MDG +15, Beijing +20, the post-2015 development agenda, and the Sustainable Development Goals process. The 21st century needs empowered women leading business, leading the business of government, of corporations, and of society. As gender specialists using the women's empowerment principles, we lead the world with our emphasis on gender parity and unlock women's energies to power economies in the coming decades. Now, we don't have time or people or agenda to waste. We don't need more reports, analysis, or evidence to indicate the need and urgency for action. We do need people with purpose, faith, vision, and courage to complete this unfinished business. That's the business of BPW today. That's our focus, and that's our mission. Because we know that when women have access to jobs and the economic lives of our countries, the benefits extend to all of humankind. The women's century can be the turning point for gender equity, but it will take bold women led by public action, supported by courageous men, to deliver the change in attitude that leads to genuine transformation. We need public action to create the political will to achieve this new paradigm. Dear members and friends, a few days ago, the world was saddened to hear of the passing of a legend. Nelson Mandela, the father of freedom, the man who ensured that gender equality was enshrined in the Constitution of South Africa. Madiba will be missed, not only by South Africans, but also by a world that saw him as a beacon of hope and courage and as a moral force in international affairs. As we mourn his loss, we must remember that there is no better way to pay tribute to him than to continue his work towards freedom, justice, and equality for all. Members and friends, we are all gathered as sisters on this special night, celebrating our sisterhood and remembering those who paved the way for the women's century. Giants like Madiba, Dr. Lena Madison Phillips, Esther Heimer, Dr. Claire Fulcher, Professor Beryl Nasher, standing beside those who continue to pave the way in adversity, our sisters in the Philippines, in Sri Lanka, and in Uganda. Women who empower others despite typhoons, long civil wars, and destructive leadership. We empower each other as we light the candles. We take the power of sisterhood provided by that light and warmth, and we move forward to make this world a better place for everyone. And while we bask in the light of the candles lit in our honour, we capture the spirit of togetherness that is BPW, a spirit repeated the world over each time we meet, whether at the BPW Leadership Summit in New York, our 28th BPW International Congress in Jeju, our next regional meeting, your national conference, local club meeting, or right here tonight during your candlelight ceremony. On behalf of the executive and members of BPW International, I wish all lightness and blessings for you as we face the future together. Let's make this 21st century the women's century.